Welcome to Personal Finance 101. My name is Frantz. Personal Finance 101 is about personal finance. It's about for you to take control of your personal finance life. For you to be able to control the money that come in and for you to control the money that going out. And the difference, we call it savings. And that savings, you put it in a channel that will generate money for you, that will pay you the highest possible interest. And we believe in cumulative interest, which is compound interest. Today's show, we're going to talk about the Snowball debt repayment technique, strategy, method. We covered a few items before, and they are budget. Second, cut expenses. If you want to see them, you can see the link down below. And the third one is to manage your debt. Within that category, managing debt, today we're going to talk about the Snowball technique, strategy, or method. How does it work? Advantage and disadvantage. You listening to us today, if you want to get rid of your debt, of your credit card balances, you are not supposed to have a credit card balance anyway. If you do, listen to the show all the way to the end. You're going to learn how to get rid of those credit card balances and those 18 to 25% interest rate that they're charging you. If this is your first time listening to us, please subscribe down below. It's totally free. If you've been listening to us a long time, hey, it's time for you to subscribe. That way you get the show directly when it comes out and you won't miss anything. We try to post something every week for you. We do our research and we come and present you a show. Hope you like it. Hope you enjoy it. Share it. Like it. Comment. And we'll be glad to answer you. Thank you so much for being a listener. So today we're talking about the Snowball strategy, method, technique to pay off a credit card balance. What is the Snowball method? The debt snowball method is a debt reduction strategy where you pay off your debt in order by starting with the smallest amount to go to the largest amount. And as you gain momentum, you knock out each balance. And of course, when the smallest debt is paid off, you go to the next one. So it looks something like this, right? Step one, you list your debt from the smallest to the largest, regardless of the interest rate. Step two, you make the minimum payments on all your debts except the smallest. Step three, you pay as much as possible on your smallest debt. Step four, you repeat until each debt is paid in full. And then that money you used to pay off the previous debt, you move that money and you put it towards the next one. I gotta tell you, there are a lot of guys that teach that technique. Dave Ramsey is one of them. And we're going to show you a table that he used to illustrate what we just mentioned, the debt snowball method. The Dave Ramsey technique to show you the debt snowball. Worried about how to pay off your debt? Here's how to get started. 78% of American workers live paycheck to paycheck. 44% of adults cannot cover a $400 emergency fund. Gather all your debt. Put every debt that you have on a table except for your mortgage. The total American household debt is over $13 trillion. Make a list of all your debts. Put them in order from the smallest to the largest. Medical bill, credit card, car payment, student loan. Don't worry about adding the house because the house, it's different. It's a different type of payment. It's fixed. It's a long term. Leave the house alone. Continue making minimum payments on all the debts, but the smallest. Because in the smallest, you're going to put extra money towards it so you can finish paying it off. Find extra money anywhere that you can. Try picking up a side job or having a garage sale. Sell stuff. Look for money. And that extra money, you put it toward the smallest bill so you can get rid of it. Try tightening your budget by giving up coffee, trips. You got to live with rice and beans because you're in a bad situation. Get gazelle intense. Put all that extra cash towards the smallest debt that you have. This is not time for you to go party, for you to go on Friday nights to happy hour. This is not the time for you to go on vacation because you are deep in debt. You got to focus on paying down your debt. Even these days with COVID, it's not really appropriate or a time for people to go on vacation, but time will go back to normal. Pay off that first debt as quickly as possible. Knock it down. When the smallest debt is gone, roll that payment over to the next one. Repeat this until you are completely debt free. Okay, the snowball technique, it's a way for you to pay down the lowest credit card bill first. So let's say, for example, that you have 5 credit cards and each of them got, one has 5,000, one has 4,000, one has 3,000, one has 2,000, right? And the last one has $1,000. Regardless of the interest rate that you get charged in each of them, it doesn't matter the interest rate anyway for now, because you're still going to get charged interest rate. You are not supposed to have credit card balances, as we in this show recommend you to pay off your credit card balances every month. But everybody has a situation. You may have suffered some hardship in your life. You lost your job with COVID-19. There's a lot of situation that may happen. This is understandable, no problem. So now we're going to explain to you how you can use a technique to pay off those debts. So the credit card that's the lowest balance has $1,000. So let's say the credit card has a minimum payment that you need to pay, and let's say the minimum payment is total for all 5 of them is, let's say, $500. If you have $800 available, so you pay all the minimum, which is $500, and then you take that extra $300, which is 800 minus 500, that's 300 extra, and you send that $300 extra towards the lowest balance, which is the $1,000. You keep paying all the minimum balance on each of the other cards, and the one with the smallest balance, which is the $1,000, you go and you set the minimum plus a $300 extra. You do that month 1, so the balance goes from 1,000 to 700. You do it to month 2, 700 go down to 400. 700 minus 300 give you 400. Month 3, you do 400 minus 300, you got a $100 balance, and in month 4, you pay it off. Of course, every month there's a little interest in each of them. But in that technique, 4 months, you pay off the first one. So month 5, you take that $300 extra that you had, plus the minimum balance that you've been paying on the $1,000. Let's say that was $30. So you take $330 and you go and you put it towards the $2,000 credit card, which is the next one in line with the lowest balance possible. And you keep pushing. So the first step is you need to line up all your debts. All your debts. Except mortgage, because mortgage is a 30-year fix most of the time, so you don't have to worry about that. Credit card debts, personal debts, all those debts, you put them in front of you. If you did your budget properly, the way I teach you to do it, you would have that already. So today, look at all the list of debt you have, all your credit card debts, balance debt, personal loans, list them up and put how much money you're supposed to pay as a minimum. After you do that, you're going to see which one is the highest, which one is the lowest. Pay the minimum on all the others and put all the rest of the money that you have available for payment towards the smallest amount, the smallest balance. What is the advantage and disadvantage of the snowball technique? First one, advantage. The advantage is you're going to pay off the debt quicker. The second advantage is there's a satisfaction. There is a psychological advantage, booster. It boosts your energy. It boosts your effort because you see clearly that you are progressing. If you pay only towards all the debt together and it takes you 2 years, 3 years, 4 years and you don't see you pay off one of them, you may get discouraged. With the snowball technique, when you finish paying one bill, even if it takes you 6 months, a year to do it, you have a satisfaction that you pay it off. And payoff is the best way because it's a personal satisfaction. Advantage again of the snowball technique, it allows you to organize your bill. It's self-conscious because you see how much money you owe, you're paying it off, and it reduces, the balance goes down in front of your eyes. You're satisfied, and that push you to move forward. So another advantage of the snowball technique is it's a great advantage because you're focusing on one debt instead of focusing on all the debt. So a lot of people are scared of debt, so that technique helps them a lot. Psychological technique allows you to focus only on one debt. There are some disadvantages. Basically, the disadvantage of the snowball technique is the interest rate. As I mentioned before, the snowball technique doesn't consider interest rate. So for example, if the highest balance, 5,000 you have, has a 30% interest rate, it doesn't matter because you don't start there. So if you look at it, you say, okay, yes, I'm paying more interest because, well, you are not supposed to be in that situation. You're in it, just tackle it down and get it over with. You're listening to Personal Finance 101. My name is Frantz. Our sponsors are First Home Realty and Investment Corp. If you need to buy a house, sell a house, give us a call. We'll be glad to help you. Second sponsor is Progressive Tutoring. If your kids are in need of a tutor, of a teacher that specializes in tutoring, they'll be glad to come and help your kids increase their grade from a C to an A or from a D to a B, and also help them in the different tests that they have to take while they're in school. My name is Frantz. You've been listening to Personal Finance 101. Today we covered snowball technique, which allow you to pay off down your debt quicker, better, and get results. Thank you so much for listening to us. Send us a message. We'll be glad to answer it. Thank you.